Just wanted to come on real quick here as I'm packing up, getting ready to go to Florida. I'll be on a plane in the morning. But I just wanted to validate you listening to this channel. There's so many things that are breaking in the news today that are just literally validation of so many things that I've done in the last few weeks that I'm just going to quickly go through them here before I head out and drop this video so you guys can see that you are not wasting your time. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and let's show you. China could devastate U.S. air power in the Pacific far more easily than other way around, researchers warn. A new Hudson Institute analysis from researchers Thomas Schuchart and Timothy Walton highlights the serious threat facing U.S. installations in the Pacific and echoes the Defense Department concerns about growing Chinese arsenal of missiles and those of U.S. lawmakers about inadequate defenses. This channel has been talking about the inadequacy of American air defense for a long time, and the transformation of warfare in general to a missile-based, long-range, intercontinental warfare, which there is a title on this channel, Intercontinental Warfare has begun. It was obvious to me. It couldn't have been more obvious. As soon as I saw the Oreshnik missile from the Russians back in November, I knew at that point that intercontinental warfare had truly started. It's going to be a 9-to-5 job for some guy. He's going to go in, punch some buttons, operate a drone, target something, go home and have a meal with his family. That's the first thing. The second thing, Trump plans to rebuild the U.S. Navy in Korean shipyards. We already know this works well. This is out of the Telegraph. And this talks about how Trump has said, here we go right here. Trump carries on in the same interview. We're going to be announcing some things that are going to be very good having to do with the Navy. We need ships. We have to get ships. We may have to go to others, bid them out, and it's okay to do that. We'll bid them out until we get ourselves ready. On this channel, multiple times, I've done videos regarding the unpreparedness of United States logistics and shipbuilding. The United States shipbuilding capability right now, I believe we have 4 official U.S. Navy shipyards. I could be wrong on that. I haven't done a lot of research on that specific thing for this video because I'm packing right now. But I do know that our ship construction capability is lacking. And I did a video specifically regarding how the Chinese will have a 435 ship Navy in the year 2035, and we will have a 305 ship Navy. That doesn't bode well for us. Their capability of building ships, I believe they have 11 active naval yards. 11. We're the country who built the Liberty ship in 4 days, 15 hours. We built 2,170 Liberty ships in 4 years. Now, we can't come up with one in any less than a year. 2. I'm going to link that shipbuilding story into this also, just because the numbers in that are far more accurate. And the final validation that you are not... Oh, real quick. Trump said he's going to be announcing something with the Navy. This was also just popped in the news. Hyundai considers new steel plant in the United States. I would say that this might be related to the U.S. Navy announcement the Trumpster is going to make. We know how he works. There's usually a quid pro quo when it comes to a deal like this. We will bid out, perhaps to Hyundai Heavy Manufacturing, and have them build some of our ships. And in return, sorry, I had something in my tooth. And in return, they will build a steel manufacturing facility in Louisiana. Sounds like something the Trumpster would do. It really does. And now, the final piece of validation why you are listening to the right channel. The Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine. The Trump-Monroe Doctrine. There has been one channel. I haven't seen it anywhere else either, by the way, and I have looked. I have not seen anywhere else anyone saying the words Trump-Monroe Doctrine in relation to everything Trump has talked about. Trump is going to want the Panama Canal back. At the very least, I anticipate he's going to want Howard Air Force Base back, and he's going to want I forget what the fort's name is, at the other end, at the Atlantic end of the canal. He wants it back, and I can understand why. That's why we're a two-ocean Navy. That's why we originally became a two-ocean Navy. If you ever love our battleship, the Iowa class, if you ever notice how long they are and how thin they are, there's a reason for that. That way they can fit through the Panama Canal locks. Greenland? He's going to want Greenland. He's going to want Greenland to either give us basing rights and mineral rights, or like he said in the news conference today, he can't rule out military force if necessary. That's a vital and strategic piece of land up there. The Soviet Russians. Sorry, I almost said Soviets. Freudian slip there. The Russians probably covet that land just as much as anyone else because it is the gateway to the East Coast. Essentially, if you're coming over the North Pole, think of that as the gateway to the East Coast. That's how I see it. That's how I do see it. And Canada, our wonderful friends up in Canada. I think Trump has already taken care of the problem. I genuinely think he's taken care of the problem already. Trudeau has announced his resignation. That's all, folks. Trudeau has announced his resignation. The Liberal Party is going to be the third ranked party behind the NDP and the Conservatives, who are going to have a 230-some seat majority in the Canadian Parliament. Yes, I am lame enough to follow Canadian politics. I've watched Pierre Poilievre really impressed me ever since he came out with his just inflation slogan. Just inflation. Because he blamed Justin Trudeau for the high inflation in Canada, which he justifiably did. And now he's got carbon tax Carney. I don't recall exactly his position in the government, but he's been an advocate for the carbon tax up there, which is breaking Canadians. Canadians need a huge change in government, like a 180. They need a make Canada great again. They really do. Mac, like the Mac Daddy. Yeah, I'm that lame. All right. I just had to point out again that you are not actually wasting your time. You're not wasting your time. Because I've been talking about the Monroe-Trump doctrine for weeks now. The mainstream media is finally catching up. I've been talking about the lack of shipbuilding and the need for the United States to evaluate our entire war-making infrastructure. Well, the media is finally catching up. And I've been talking about how China, there's a missile gap between us and China, and how we need to close that gap as soon as possible and as quickly as possible. So you are not wasting your time. You are on the right channel. Don't hesitate to like and subscribe. You're in the right place. With that, I appreciate you swinging in for this one. And we'll see you in Florida. Thank you.